Economy. The economy. Well, surprise, surprise, the US is no longer one of the 20th happiest countries. If you're young, you probably know why. In a gaping disparity, Americans over 60 are some of the world's happiest, while those under 30 are among the most miserable in the developed world. I mean, that is a real condemnation of our capitalist system.
Yeah, the we always hear we're the wealthiest country on earth. We're actually not, but I mean,
We have the most concentrated wealth
yeah, but
in
for
a,
us to be
yeah.
off the top 20 list is pretty fucking damning. Like,
Like Pat, you can't even name 20 countries.
oh, is this a test? We should have a show where we just challenge each other
It
and
should
talk
just be
shit.
a map that doesn't have that's not
Is this just
labeled
because I couldn't pronounce sequelae or
sequelae. Um, no, I'm just using you. I
Northern
know.
California pronounces it differently. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've heard that.
Hella
Um,
differently.
what'd you say?
I said hella differently because
Hella
we
differently.
all say hella. You guys actually all say hella, I think.
What young
All right.
people?
Anyway,
We young people.
you young people.
Okay, nearly 50% of U.S. parents financially supporting adult children. The study finds. I mean, I'm not supported, but I can attest to the fact that both Josh and I have had to borrow from our parents several different times over the past several years. I don't know anybody who owns a house who isn't like who doesn't have his or her own show or movie career or who wasn't helped by parents for a down payment. Like, how do you come up with a down payment now?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I'm in Sacramento. Like I said, I'm an electrician. I've told people that, but I'm in all these people's homes, and I'm in a lot of new homes bought by people.
Yeah.
And when it's young people, they have money already. It's hardly a like, hey, these people look like they just got their new
Yeah.
job, and they're
Yeah.
buying. I want to say it. They're buying like $350,000 to $400,000 homes that are 50-year-old homes in bad neighborhoods. And when I say bad, it's not the people, obviously, but
Yeah. Yeah. But just like,
less
yeah.
safe neighborhoods, less,
Yeah.
and that's their starter home. And fine if that's the case, but
Yeah.
like that's unaffordable for
Yeah.
most people. And we showed this
Yeah.
earlier, but nobody can afford to rent a 2-bedroom apartment.
This is where I'd like you to go through and just name all the states.
I see California. Next to us is Arizona.
I see Florida and Texas,
um,
Alaska,
Next to us is
Hawaii.
Nevada, actually.
I'm going to call out a bunch really fast before you get there. Yeah, we have a real problem. And yeah, I mean, it's such a strange issue because we know that we have like thousands of homes that are empty when we have 600,000 people living on the street. But those homes, a lot of them were, built by developers. They're those like McMansions. They're not going to put a single person in a 5-bedroom house or whatever. So we don't have enough affordable housing. But then what happens is, those people, those developers get to claim bankruptcy, get bailed out, and they're going to be fine. And we still don't have enough homes for people to live.
And the biggest gap is in low income housing.
Right.
So this was a article put out recently. Extremely low income renters make up the majority of severely cost burdened renters. And so obviously this is why so many people are on the verge of homelessness, which is why homelessness has gone up so much, because the people most affected are the poorer people just looking for a cheap place to rent. There aren't cheap places to rent.
Yeah.
And so the study goes on to show, and if you look at this, it's rental homes affordable and available per 100 of extremely low income renter households by state. So in California, for example, if you have 100 people 100 low income renters, there are only 24 places available for those 100 people.
Yeah. That are affordable.
What is the solution for these people? There is none right now. That's 76 out of 100 people in that income bracket don't have a place.
That they can afford to live.
For a place to live. So they're couch surfing. They're trying to get by in their car or trailer. They're looking for some solution, but they're on the verge of at least temporary homelessness, which would lead to other things.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's hard not to feel this is in all part of a grand scheme. Right? Like the more that we read about the cop cities, which I know we're about to show, but like cop cities spiking up everywhere, the homelessness situation, the criminalization of homelessness. So more money for cops, more money for prisons. And then we learn that huge US companies like, cereal companies use prison labor. So we are
And
making it's like the new slaves. I mean, that's what we're doing, right?
the whole system is that cereal company also invests in real estate. So
Right.
they're benefiting from the cheap labor that's forced into this position. They're forcing people to not be able to buy a home. So they just got us by the whatever. So
Yeah.
it's a game that they're controlling to a T that
And both
anyone
sides
middle
are
class
doing
and
it.
poor or
Yeah.
not already of wealth is paying the price to. But
Yeah.
it's also a glaring example of why we can't wait for politicians,
Right.
because California has just gotten exponentially worse, and we have this alleged hero, Gavin Newsom, as our governor, and it's all gotten way worse. And every time they give the city $20 million to do a homeless project, they do something like they take a parking lot that already exists and say, oh, we're going to put some water things on it and let people put tents there. And it's like $20 million,
Yeah.
and it takes them 3 years to do it. So we can't wait for them to solve these problems.
We really can't. Yeah. I mean, it just has to be mass direct action. That same energy, but I don't know. I don't want to end on a hopeless note, but boy, it's really hard to see how we get our way out of this. And it certainly isn't by voting. We also have groceries, the surge in grocery prices. Every single necessity is skyrocketing in cost, and people's wages are not keeping up with that. And when they say, oh, wages are surpassing inflation, they're talking about the rate of change, not that you can actually afford those things. They really have a way, it's a little insidious the way they word things, because the truth is people are still priced out of homes, groceries, college. I mean, yeah. Okay, next. What's our next thing?
Are we still on the economy? Are we going to stay with the economy here?
I mean, it's 6:57, Pat. What do you think?
Well, I don't know if you want to call this good news. Let's just call this news.
Okay.
This is news.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah. What do you think's going on there? Actually, Mitch McConnell's billionaire sister-in-law, Angela Chow, made panicked last call before dying in completely submerged Tesla on Texas ranch. This was
I'm
a
just
few
going to
weeks ago.
float that it's a murder involving Elon Musk.
Well, wait, wasn't there something with Elaine Chow and that's Mitch McConnell's wife, and like one of the cargo ships that she did business with had like cocaine on it? This was a few years ago, but like, listen, nobody gets to be a billionaire without making
Importing a lot
lots
of cocaine.
of enemies. Yeah. God, Josh was just supposed to meet a friend of his who's a director the other day, and the guy called and said he couldn't meet him because his Tesla like blew up on fire on the way home while he was driving it.
And
Tesla.
apparently when they, like, you can't put out those fires. The policemen and fire departments, when they come to these crash scenes, it's so violent of a fire that it's just gone. They clear out a large area around it. So I mean, look, I don't want to be anti-electric cars because I think we have to do whatever we can with the climate, but there's
Yeah, but
also a
more
lot of like,
cars.
what do we do
Yeah.
with the batteries?
Yeah.
There's so
I
many
mean,
unknowns,
yeah.
and the grid is not ready. Like, I literally install electric car chargers for people, and
Yeah.
we don't have the means to support it.
And even just like the rubber tires, like that is destroying the environment, and they still use those. So yeah, electric cars are not the answer. And certainly Elon Musk should not be getting any government subsidies for anything anymore. Thank you, Cora. That's so nice. Punch Up membership. I love it. Thank you.
What is she drinking, by the way? Put that comment up. I'm just curious.
Oh wait.
What are you drinking tonight? We didn't even ask. We skipped
I know.
that.
What are you drinking there?
Oh, that looks like that's vodka.
Yeah, I'm having vodka diet tonic.
Slap and Tickle. It's just
it's
the cheapest.
Shania.
It's the cheapest microbrewer available within 2 blocks of me.
Feels like a high school joke, a high school prom joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did not do much of a deep dive into October 7th, but boy, I think they're not going to let people investigate. But Al Jazeera just came out with a documentary, and I just flagged it for myself because it really is. It goes into a lot of what happened on that day. The whole Hannibal directive, the idea, like so many of these cars that were totally burned out from above.
The helicopters,
that was, yeah,
for sure.
All right. Where are we?
I mean, I think we could wrap it up. We hit our 2-hour mark. We had Jen on.
Yeah.
I did some misogyny. We covered Israel, COVID, and a little on the economy.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much, the third party fight that Dems are about to bring to tear down all of these insurgent candidates. We'll have to deal with that a little bit more next week, although we're going to figure out our schedule. So just remember, Tuesday night, we will have Dr. Jill Stein on 5 p.m.
Tuesday at 5. Yes, absolutely.
And then we'll talk about our next show. Yeah.
Oh, well, on the show tip. What? I sound like some media guy or something. On the show tip. I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
I think we'll be able to get into, since we're doing 2 shows a week starting soon, we won't be like leaving stuff on the table we wanted to talk about as much. We're kind of both excited about that. We won't have to talk about COVID every week, maybe every other week.
Or at least every episode.
So I think that's going to be a good thing for how the show goes.
Yeah, because we do all this research, we have all these materials, and then it's like, oh my God, we can't get to all of it. But yeah,
we literally have 100 slides of material, and it's like, what do we talk about? We kind of just want to go where the conversation leads us, but then it's like, we can't talk about everything. So anyway, I appreciate everybody who's followed us, supported us, and thank you so much. We couldn't have the second show without you.
Yeah, we're really excited. It will start in about a week and a half. We're thrilled that we're getting some really impressive and inspirational candidates on. We need more of them in this country because other countries are putting us to shame with their outspoken representatives. So we're going to leave you with one good thing. We love and adore you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Keep punching up, and we'll see you Tuesday.
Cheers. And we need more of this woman in our life in the U.S.
Every chance you get.
Despite the catastrophic death toll it has inflicted, Israel is losing on the ground and in the court of public opinion. There's no way that this ends that doesn't leave Israel a pariah state with occupation and apartheid on borrowed time, and they know it. So they're doing everything they can. Desperate acts of aggression to provoke a wider conflict with Lebanon, with Iran, with anybody, to draw in the US, to save them from the consequences of their own actions. And as Yemen shows, Butcher Biden is reporting for duty. With Europe's proud genocide by his side, they are the ones who have enabled the continuation of Israeli terror. Without them, it would already be over. So take note, Butcher Biden. The ancestors of the Ireland that you claim to be from disown you. Keep our country out of your mouth. And as for von der Leyen and genocidal Germany, with your words and deeds supporting Israel in the ICJ, not in our name. The people of Europe stand with Palestine and with South Africa.